Hi, I'm Anna, and this is my birthday book tag. I saw this book tag in both Connor's channel from Connor's Library Corner and Helen from Helen's Bookhaven. So I'll link them down below in case you want to check them out. Prompt number 1, birthday cake. A book with a prompt that seems cliche, but you liked anyway. And that would be Campos de Fresas by Jordi Sierra y Fabra. He's a Spanish writer. It translates strawberry fields, but no, it's not about the Beatles. It talks about, it's the story of a young girl who has some ecstasy, the drug, the pill, and it was altered, so she gets into a coma. It's what happened that night, how her family and friends are feeling, talking to her, and what she's thinking throughout her coma. And you know, it was cliche because it was like, there were many pieces of news around that time about ecstasy being altered and the consequences it may have. Like, it was all within what had been said. And it was this girl who's very nice but imperfect, but one night she decides to have one of those pills, like she never did drugs, and precisely that time that happens to her. And well, I think that's quite cliche, but I really love that book. I liked it so much that I was quite a nerd at school, always first row, always with my hand written, and I couldn't stop reading it. Like, I was in class, and underneath my desk, I would get the book and just read during classes. I wouldn't even pay attention to the teacher, and that was quite strange for me. But yeah, I was obsessed. Prompt number 2 is party guests, and it is your most anticipated book release for the year. That for me would be Law by Alexandra Bracken. I don't know anything about this book. I mean, I know something because the cover is pretty obvious. It has to be a Greek myth retelling about Medusa. I don't know how you call her in English. The one with snakes on the head. But I really, really love Greek mythology, and a retelling has become... I thought I wouldn't like retellings. I tend to like the originals better. But I read Circe, fell in love, and I've read a couple of retellings or tales with folklore that I've fallen in love with this past year. So yes, I'm very, very, very excited. Prompt number 3 would be birthday presents, and that's a book that surprised you with how much you loved it. Well, that would be this beauty. I read this last month, and trust me, it became one of my all-time favorites. I was never expecting that. I thought I would like it, but I have a couple of friends, Siobhan from Siobhan Louise Reads a Lot and Steph from Steph Loves, had read it, started it, and DNF'd it, and I was kind of scared, but sometimes my taste is different to theirs. They like more simple writing, I like more flowery. I enjoy simple writing too, but they don't like flowery writing, so I was scared. But I have no words. The only way I've had to explain this book is that it's a dream. It's just, you live in a dream from beginning to end. I don't want to say anything else. I'll talk about it a bit more in depth in my wrap up, but yeah, I have no words. It's just a dream. Perfect. Prompt number 4 is Happy Birthday Song. And that's a book that deserved all the hype it got. And to me, that one is The Shining by Stephen King. I think it's the most read book by Stephen King. It's the one I've heard the most about. The film is by Stanley Kubrick, and many people loved it. I like the film a lot, but not the actress for the character. I think she destroyed the character. Or Kubrick did, hiring that actress. But whatever. The thing is that I read The Shining walking on the street. Of course I was careful, but still. I read The Shining while I took The Shining to the kitchen, I took The Shining to bed, I took The Shining to the everywhere. Like, I was obsessed. I felt as if there was a hand or somebody or something behind me creeping from the shadows, and it got inside my head. And that was my introduction to Stephen King. Actually, I fell in love with Stephen King. His writing at least. And I think is so well deserved. Question number 5 is happy music. A book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. And that, friends, would be The Shadow of the Wind. This one is in Spanish. Yes. I do not annotate books very often, but whenever I do, this happens. And I decided this is not quotes. If it was quotes, this would be full. But this is one of my favorite quotes and the one that hooked me from the beginning. And then it is every book, every volume you see here has a soul. The soul of the person who wrote it and of those who read it and lived and dreamt with it. Every time a book changes hands, every time someone runs his eyes down its pages, its spirit grows and strengthens. Another one could be, once in my father's bookshop, I heard the regular customers say that few things leave a deeper mark on a reader than the first book that finds its way into his heart. Those first images, the echo of words we think we have left behind, accompany us throughout our lives and sculpt a palace in our memory, to which sooner or later, no matter how many books we read, how many worlds we discover, or how much we learn or forget, we will return. I mean, who doesn't like a book basically about books? The Shadow of the Wind is the story of a few generations of the family, the whole series is, and the way in which books are linked is just brilliant. That got me loving Carlos Ruiz Zafón a lot more once I finished the second book. I was like, oh, how on earth? When? I didn't see that coming. And it's basically a family who owns a bookshop, and the son gets involved in this first one, chooses a book from a very special place called the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, and he somehow gets entangled in the story of the author of that book, and that's the whole story and perils. His mystery is so atmospheric. I'll stop now, but this is one of my all-time favorites too. Then, Getting Older. That's a book you read a long time ago, but think you would appreciate more if you read it as a mature reader. And that is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I read this at school. Of course, I was a child. There were many jokes I wouldn't understand, or many things that happened that were not as clear to me as a young teenager. But I've reread it once, but again a long time ago. And I believe it would be a lot funnier for me nowadays that I'm on my late 30s. I would very much love to reread it. So yeah, I think I'm going to reread this either this year or next. I have it in English and in Spanish. I'm showing you the tome in English because it's just stunning. But I think I would appreciate it much more right now. 7 is Sweet Birthday Memories. A book that got you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. And that would be The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This was given to me by my godmother back then, right after my grandma died. I went to live in Madrid, and before I went to live in Madrid, she gave me, before I left my city, she gave me these. And I was still having a hard time from my mom's death because I started processing it like a year and a half after it happened, like really processing she was never coming back. And I was just left alone, like I had no north. I didn't know what to do, where to go, because I don't know. I mean, my godmother was the only person I had in my life that was really, really close to me, aside from a second degree cousin that is, I felt as my bigger sister. But yeah, she gave me this one. We got into a bookstore and she decided to give me The Count of Monte Cristo, and this became my first all-time favorite book. So that if it had not been for, because I could remember her and remember her love in many times in my life, I don't think I'd be here by now. Like, it really, really helped me process loss, actually, because it's also about loss. Process loss and focus on the love I could get and give throughout my life. So yeah, that's it for me today. That's it for my birthday book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've liked or read any of these books, what you thought about them. Please comment. My birthday is on Thursday, by the way. I didn't say it on this video. I've said it enough, I think. But yeah, I'm obsessed. I love my birthday. That's why I'm doing this. My birthday is on Thursday. That's the 4th of February. And I'm very, very happy my birthday is coming. I got 2 packages already. I got one delivered to my P.O. box. I know there's another one on the way. Probably another one getting there. I mean, it's just, people, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so, so, so very much. You totally didn't have to. And it fills my heart that you want to do that and just send me something. I mean, one book from a person that didn't have to send me anything is just more than enough. You're making me the happiest person ever. So don't forget to like, comment please, and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, and I hope I'll see you very, very soon. Bye!